This is the moment. The moment you stop hiding behind fear. The moment you realize life was never meant to be safe. Because safety kills more dreams than failure ever will. You weren't born to tiptoe through life, you were born to live it. To risk, to fall, to rise again. And when you finally stop fearing the fall, that's when you learn you were meant to fly. Every single one of us has two choices. Stay comfortable or take the risk. Most people pick comfort. They pick the predictable path, the one everyone claps for, the one that feels safe. But safety is an illusion, because every day you stay in that comfort zone, something inside you dies a little more. That dream you once had starts fading. That fire you once felt turns to smoke. You see, risk isn't the enemy. It's the teacher. Every time you step into the unknown, you grow. You discover a new version of yourself that comfort could never reveal. The people who win in life aren't the smartest or the luckiest. They're the ones who dared. The ones who said, I might fail, but I'll try anyway. Because the truth is, you can't live fully and play it safe at the same time. Life doesn't reward hesitation. It rewards courage. Every great story you've ever heard, every hero, every legend began with a risk. So maybe it's time you stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for guarantees. Stop waiting for permission. The universe doesn't move for people who stand still. It moves for those who leap, even when they can't see where they'll land. You want to know what separates the people who make it from the people who don't? It's not talent. It's not luck. It's not even opportunity. It's risk. The willingness to step into the storm when everyone else runs for shelter. See, life will never hand you guarantees. Every dream comes with a price tag, and that price is uncertainty. You'll never know if it will work. You'll never know if the sacrifice will pay off. And that's exactly why most people never try. They wait for a sign, for the right time, for some magical signal that says, now it's safe. But that moment never comes. The truth? There's no safe. There's only now. Right here, right now, that's your moment. Every second you hesitate, someone else is out there taking the leap you were too afraid to take. Someone else is living the life you keep dreaming about. So stop waiting. Stop holding back. You've got to be willing to lose it all to gain yourself. You've got to be willing to fail, to fall, to be laughed at, because that's where strength is born. Every successful person you admire has scars. They failed. They stumbled. They risked everything. But they moved. They acted when fear tried to paralyze them. You'll never discover who you truly are until you do the thing that scares you the most. Because beyond fear, that's where freedom lives. There will come a moment when everything inside you screams, stop! When your mind tells you to turn back, to play it safe, to protect what little you have left. That's the moment most people quit. That's the moment most people fold. But not you. Not this time. Because deep down, this is what you were built for. Growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone. It happens in the chaos, in the darkness, in the risk. That's where your true self is forged. Every time you take a step into uncertainty, you chip away at who you were and uncover who you were meant to be. You might lose people. You might lose sleep. You might lose everything you thought you needed. But what you'll gain is something far more powerful. You'll gain yourself. The real you. The one who's been buried under doubt, under fear, under the expectations of others. Understand this, the path to greatness isn't straight. It's not safe. It's not easy. But it's worth it. Because the moment you stop fearing failure, the world opens up. You realize you were never fighting the world. You were fighting your own limits. So when life pushes back, don't retreat. Push harder. When the fear grows louder, speak louder. When the storm comes, stand taller. Because every risk you take, every fall you survive, every challenge you conquer, that's another layer of the warrior you're becoming. The world doesn't remember the ones who played it safe. It remembers the ones who dared. The ones who walked straight into the fire when everyone else turned away. Because risk is not the end. It's the beginning of transformation. When you take a risk, you're sending a message to the universe. I'm ready. Ready to fight. Ready to fail. Ready to learn. Ready to rise. That's when life starts responding. That's when doors begin to open that you didn't even know existed. But here's the truth, most people never reach that point. They live their entire lives inside invisible cages, trapped by fear, by judgment, by what if. What if I fail? What if they laugh at me? What if it all falls apart? But the real question is, what if it works? What if this one risk changes everything? Every step you take into the unknown expands your capacity to live. The more you risk, the more you discover. You start to see how powerful you truly are. You realize you don't need permission. You don't need validation. You don't need guarantees. Because once you've faced fear and walked through it, there's nothing left to stop you. That's the moment you become dangerous. Not to others, but to every excuse, every limitation, every doubt that ever tried to hold you back. You were not born to tiptoe through life. You were born to leap, to give it all, to risk it all, to live it all. Because the greatest tragedy isn't falling. It's never jumping at all. One day you're going to look back at this moment, the fear, the uncertainty, the doubt, and you'll realize it was the turning point. The moment you stopped running from risk and started running toward it. Because that's when everything changed. You'll see that the pain made you tougher. The failures made you wiser. The risks you took, the ones that scared you the most, built the version of you that others now admire. You'll understand that playing it safe would have cost you everything. Because the life you dream of doesn't come from avoiding danger. It comes from walking through it. You don't grow by staying the same. You grow by daring to step into the unknown, again and again, until fear has no power left over you. You grow when you stop caring about how long it takes and start caring about who you become. So take the risk. Start the business. Speak your truth. Walk your own path. Fail, learn, rise, and repeat. Because every time you fall and get back up, you earn another piece of freedom. Life will never be easy, but that's the beauty of it. The challenge is what makes it real. The struggle is what makes it worth it. And when it's all said and done, you'll realize the biggest risk was never losing. The biggest risk was never living at all.